Okay, hello. My name is AQSHAL and I'm here with my partner, SANDYA, AFRA, and SALMA and Bayu. We hasn't come yet. But today we're going to talk about something that is actually happened around us, and it's actually a culture that is actually cultivates some of our uh, daily activities in our society outside the Western region. And I'm here with Mr. Adam. Maybe please introduce yourself.
Okay, Adam is my name. I'm from Yemen. I'm a management student here in MUCHAMAD. Yes, I live in asrama with the students. Yeah, I'm so happy. I'm so glad to be in Indonesia.
Yes. So how do you feel about Indonesia?
Actually, it's a hobby. I told you that I'm so glad to be in Indonesia. Indonesia is like a beautiful country. The society here, the community here, so lovely, kindly, friendly. I mean, yeah. So they treat you respectfully, and I feel here so comfortable. Yeah, I've been to many countries, so I found that Indonesia is one of the best countries that I've ever visited. The community here is different from other communities. There's no racism. This community is Islamic community. I mean, the majority is Islamic. So, as I'm from Yemen, also we have same culture, same tradition. Yeah, yes, that's all.
So it's actually really good to be in Indonesia.
Yeah, of course.
So the first thing is maybe it's the point that we talk about, and we're gonna share our perspective on what is going on with the Western culture in our society, whether it's from Yemen or Indonesia. Because from my perspective, Western culture is actually a complicated, it's a complex thing to accept or even to ignore, because there is something that actually impact positive thing on us and actually impact negative at the same time that we actually see Western culture in every direction. So what do you think about Western culture?
Actually, I'm gonna talk about my own perspective against Western culture. Because their rules, their principles are different from our principles, because we are Muslims, and we are like we are opposing the Islamic rules and Islamic principles. But if we will see, the Western culture is against that, the opposite of that. So there are some disadvantages in the Western systems and culture that we can take them, and there are some disadvantages, and we can define them as negative things, against culture, negative aspects. We must ignore them. Yeah, we must. So we have to protect our identity, because if nowadays, like the United States and Western countries want to dominate others by their culture, economy, military also. So as we are Muslims and Arab nations and also Muslim nations, we have to protect our identity, to ignore the negative things about their culture, because their negative things about in their culture are against our principles in our society and our tradition, our daily things. And the impact of Western culture is, like, can I say, will destroy our civilizations also, that we have been building this civilization for centuries, for decades. Yeah.
I actually agree with you. Actually, it's actually kind of dangerous if we accept the Western culture without any filter, without any evaluation for us. So I think it's actually a good thing for us to look the advantages and try to filter it and take some positive feedback, instead of take the whole thing as our cult, as our main point, because we have to protect our identity as a Muslim and identity as a general thing as outside Western region. So the next question that I wonder is actually we know that Western culture is already got inside our society, and we know that we have to protect our identity as a Muslims. But how? How do we protect our identity? Because it's actually pretty complex and it's pretty difficult for us to filter and to evaluate which one is good and which one's not.
So actually, like in my opinion, you know that Western culture is distributed,
Yes.
yeah, widely, not only in Indonesia, in Arab region, in African region, in Southeast Asia in general, also in like China is trying to do its best to protect the identity,
Yes.
but Western culture still affect
It's very
there.
strong.
Yeah, but the point is also belongs to the political view. If we will see this issue from political view, we must realize that the one who dominate the world is the one who dominate them politically and culturally. Yeah. So if the Western will not dominate, the other will be back the culture of this region, which is West. It will be back. It will reduce. But as long as the Western is dominating the world nowadays, the culture will still distributed, and it will be all the people will try to follow the Western culture because they are thinking that Western is developed majority economically, technologically, military, politically, so they are successful. So we have to follow them in everything, in all the aspects of this life, because like most of the people, they do not understand that we have to differentiate between the culture and between the other developed, the other kind of things. If they are like developed politically or technologically, they are not developed culturally, they are not developed morally. Yeah, because their morals are not suits. Their morals doesn't set our culture and our principles, something like that. So we have to avoid all this kind of things. Yeah, and we will not be developed if we will follow them in every aspect, in all the aspects of the life. Yeah, we have to take as I told you before, the positive things and avoid the negative things. Take the positive, ignore the negative. Western get developed, all of us do not deny that. Yeah, so we have to take that benefit, how they get developed technologically, politically, economically, and we have to ignore the moral thing, the thing that will affect our culture, that will protect our identity. Yeah, even if you will realize that after the colonization in Arab, after the pre-age colonization, I know that colonization got escaped from a country, but the cultural domination is still there because we study English. English language is like the second important language in Middle East. And also, if you will see the cultural domination in Africa, still there, even if the domination is not military domination, but it's cultural domination. They study, their system of studying is French, something like that. So when the global transformation will be changed, the identity will be protected. Like if you will be back to the past when Islamic countries were dominating the world, al-Khilafat, al-Uthmaniyya, wal-Abbasiyya, yeah, many, blah, 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 blah. The Islamic culture was the biggest culture and the biggest civilization around the world, because the Islamic country at that time was strong and was not forcing others, but like telling others to follow them and to follow their principles, because they have powerful aspects. They can control the world, and when you control the world will follow you in all the aspects of life. And as we are society, we don't have governments to protect the identity.
Yeah.
Like we must like, I mean, it is individual job. Yeah, as individual job, we have to spread the awareness among the people that Western culture is not good, is not perfect. You know what is going on in Gaza nowadays.
Yeah.
What is going on in Gaza? All the Western systems support that, support Israel against the genocidal and the slaughters. All the Western now slaughters Gaza and also annihilated Gaza. So this refer that the Western culture, the Western ideology is not benefit for the world. Yeah, so we have to be back to our culture and our identity, which is Islamic identity and culture, because Islamic identity, Islamic ideology is the best way to control the war and to spread the peace and the settlements or normalization with every countries around the world and societies.
So the point is that I get it. One thing that is actually affect on us and in the most widely things that actually happen around us is, first thing is the politics. The politics actually impact on us since not all of us contributed face to face with what happened in the outside, because everything control is always at the government. And I think it is dangerous for us to evaluate, because it's a shame, because from what I've seen, Western culture and the young generation is already affected and it's already impacted. It's too much and it can't be avoided. It's inevitable. But the truth is, I want to take one example. It's like learning English. Like we're talking English in China, but even though we're not Western, we're American, but we're still learning English, and it's still advantages, because without English we can be communicating in China between Indonesia and Oman, and it's just actually that's pretty good. But one thing is, many of young generation in Indonesia use English as a trend, as a as a Western culture, as a code that they actually put in their mind that English is actually cool. English is the coolest language amongst every language in other countries. So it's a shame thing that I actually seen in social media and in every media that I've seen. It's just shameful. But from what I heard from you, it's true that we have to protect our identity, and most of our young generation is just don't do that, mostly in their times. So
you're totally right, yes.
Yeah.
And also, like, it's not a problem if you will study English.
Yes, that's the issue.
But the purpose of studying English, we must make it as understanding their plan. They are planning to spread the conflicts among the people in every majority. Yeah, that is outside of Western. So the point of studying English to protect ourselves from them, to understand what they are doing to us, what they are planning for us, and to communicate with others. That is the point of studying English. We must realize that English language, we must take it as a communication skill, not cultural. Yeah, if we will study English because we are affected by the Western culture and we want to be like them, something like that, this is dangerous, as you mentioned. Yeah, as you mentioned. So all the people have to realize that, as you said. Thank you. So that's a good point.
It's actually, I think one thing that actually could, in fact, impact the young generation is actually sharing intellectuals and sharing the stuff that we do. I think it's actually pretty important. Maybe it's just a small scale of what we're doing, but I hope that what we're doing today could impact the young generation, that maybe our lecturer will share this video to their relatives, the young generation, maybe we can learn from Mr. Adam and everything that we're talking about. So I think that's about it. Maybe is there any suggestion, or maybe as any last thing you want to say about Indonesia or Western culture in general?
Actually, since I came here to Indonesia, I can say that the culture here still, the community here and the society still protect the identity, Indonesian identity, because I saw many universities, they are trying to arrange summer courses. Those summer courses, I mean the agenda that provide in those summer courses actually about the Indonesian culture and Indonesian identity, and most of the universities they want the people to study their language. Yeah, so Indonesian also society, they are trying to have festivals. These festivals try to remind the society that this is your tradition, this is your civilization, something like that. And also I think as long as this country is Islamic country, so the identity will be protected, because the people are like, they are smart, they are intelligent, so and they are honorable by their identity, so they are proud of Indonesian identity. And since I came to here, like Indonesian ideology and like Pancasila and Indonesian culture has to be distributed, because it's perfect, like diversity of religion, diversity of languages, diversity of culture in Indonesia. I think more than 100 languages, and yeah, around 6 religions here in Indonesia. So, and they are as brothers. There's no conflict, no ethnic conflict, no political conflict. No. So this kind of culture in Indonesia, this ideology in Indonesia has to be distributed, has to be spread widely. Yeah, I think the government has to show the others, the other communities from many around the world, that Indonesia has diversity of culture, diversity of religion, and we are equal here. No racism, like I can also guarantee that Indonesia is rich by culture. Yeah.
So I think it's one thing that we have to distribute the one point that we have to respect each other's religion and culturally, and I think it's our job, our objective as a young generation to protect this culture as well, so it's not falling apart, it's not falling victim into this Western culture domination. And I think that's very much it. Any message for the young generation out there for the protecting our identity from Western culture?
Okay, in the end, I would like to thank you about this interview. I'm glad to express my perspective about Western culture and to express my feeling about Indonesian culture and about how I feel for being here in Indonesia. Thank you so much.
Thank you. That's it. That's for knowing. It's very nice to know you.
Yeah,
Nice
me too.
for having you as a guest star in our podcast conversation.
Thank you so much. Thank you.
Okay, that's it. Maybe this is the whole thing. We talk about Western culture. We talk about language. We talk about the impact of Western culture, and I hope this message is good. Impact the other young generation to be better and we must protect our identity from Western culture. And that's it for me. Kembali lagi bersama saya.
Yeay.
Saya Aksal dari Unsut, dan bersama rekan-rekan saya ada Sandya, Afra, dan Salma dan Bayu yang kebetulan tidak hadir di sini. Jadi kembali ke topik kita sebelumnya, itu tentang Western culture, gimana itu impactnya, gimana itu apa sih Western culture menurut society atau dalam masyarakat di Indonesia. Dan kebetulan sini ada ada tamu ya dari kita dalam KUMP untuk mencari beberapa orang hebat yang untuk menyalurkan perspektif tentang Western culture. Jadi untuk pertama mau kenalan dulu deh, namanya siapa Kak?
Oke. Perkenalkan, nama saya Mika Narahayu, saya dari semester 5 Prodi PGSD.
Oh, semester 5. Wah, seangkatan dong kita. Oke. Berarti gini. Sorry, tadi dipanggilnya
Mika.
Mika. Kayak gini, kita tuh mau nanya tentang Western culture. Nah, kira-kira kalau menurut Mika, itu apa sih Western culture itu, dan Western culture itu berdampak positif atau negatif?
Dari sepengetahuan saya, dari Western culture itu kita ambil yang fashion aja. Nah, dimana kayak budaya Barat itu ada yang berdampak negatif bagi kita, terutama di Indonesia yang kebanyakan itu beragama Islam. Jadi kalau di budaya Barat itu kita berpakaian bisa seadanya tanpa menutup aurat, sedangkan kita di Islam harus menutup aurat begitu.
Oke, berarti untuk dari budaya Barat sendiri itu dari kita, dari ini ya, dari kultur dalam berpakaian, dan juga mungkin ada beberapa aspek lain yang mempengaruhi kultur kita sebagai warga Indonesia atau Muslim yang berdampak sama. Kalau misalnya sebelumnya kita juga udah ngobrol sama beberapa orang, dan itu katanya kalau misalnya Western culture itu sebagai dominasi para orang-orang Barat, sebagai kita tuh mendewa-dewakan kultur mereka. Dan apa aja sih selain pakaian, atau mungkin ada yang lain?
Kemudian dari bahasa mungkin bisa mempengaruhi, atau dari gaya bahasa. Kita sebagai orang Indonesia pasti mempunyai bahasa yang kayak lemah lembut, sedangkan kalau di Barat itu cenderung berbahasa Inggris, tapi untuk hal yang kayak kurang pantas begitu. Kemudian dari Barat juga ada seperti makanan. Nah, kita tahu bahwa di Indonesia bahkan kita merujuk lagi ke Islam atau ke Muslim itu pasti makanan yang halal. Nah, kalau di budaya Barat itu kita tidak tahu ada yang halal atau yang haram gitu.
Baik, saya juga penasaran kalau misalnya Western culture itu sebenarnya baik atau enggak. Dan Western culture itu sebenarnya kalau misalnya emang kita tahu ada advantage dan disadvantage, atau mungkin menurut Mika itu kita against, kita tidak setuju dengan Western culture, kira-kira kenapa dan bagaimana cara kita menyikapi Western culture ini yang masuk ke budaya kita?
Kalau menurut saya itu kita harus menyikapinya dengan teliti dan benar-benar harus disesuaikan sama kebudayaan kita. Terutama kita sebagai Islam Muslim harus berpakaiannya yang menutup aurat. Kemudian kalaupun kita tidak menyukainya, kita juga harus menghargai karena itu budaya mereka, sehingga antara budaya Indonesia dan budaya Barat itu bisa berdampingan begitu.
Oke, sebenarnya kita udah tahu nih caranya, solusinya gimana cara kita menyikapi Western culture dengan culture kita, dengan kita cara evaluasi, kita filter lagi dengan kesesuaian sama moral dan kultur yang udah jadi identitas kita. Dan kalau yang kita lihat ya, Western culture sekarang itu banyak banget anak-anak muda dan seumuran kita pun yang kemakan antara identitas mereka itu dan apa ya bahasanya, terganggu oleh identitas warga Barat sana. Soalnya kalau yang kita lihat kan dari cara pakaian, kalau kita lihat juga dari anak-anak seumuran kita yang generation yang benar-benar tidak sesuai dan bertolak belakang dengan moral dan kultur kita, dan kita udah nggak bisa ngapa-ngapain, kita itu udah di luar kontrol kita, itu udah masuk karena adanya isu-isu global, dan kita juga zaman globalisasi. Dan kira-kira apa ya, ada nggak pesan untuk generasi sesama kita untuk menjaga atau menyikapi Western culture ini?
Buat kita terutama generasi muda tentunya harus selalu mengutamakan bahwa budaya Indonesia adalah budaya yang beraneka ragam. Jadi kita harus bisa menghargai budaya kita Indonesia yang di berbagai daerah. Tidak harus kita mengikuti budaya-budaya Barat yang tidak sesuai dengan budaya kita begitu.
Setuju banget. Setuju banget. Western culture emang harus difilter dan harus kita sikapi dengan baik ya, biar ya kita juga tahu identitas kita sebagai seorang Muslim, sebagai seorang Indonesia, dan kita tidak mau dong kalau misalnya identitas kita punah gara-gara Western culture yang udah mendominasi seluruh dunia, bukan Indonesia doang. Jadi kita juga di sini sebagai generasi muda juga menjadi peran penting sebagai kita untuk melindungi identitas kita sebagai warga Indonesia dan juga Muslim. Mungkin itu aja dari kita. Terima kasih untuk waktunya, Kamika. Mungkin itu aja dan dadah.